Welcome back to Africa Insights Official. Today, we're diving into one of the boldest transformation stories in Africa. In just 2 years, Nigeria has kicked off massive reforms and groundbreaking projects that could reshape the nation before 2028. From bullet trains and superhighways to modern airports, digital visas, and even energy reforms, Nigeria is rewriting its future. Let's break it down.
For us in the Ministry of Interior, we've been very lucky with the understanding in terms of PPP. I think a lot of the reforms we've been able to do has been due to public-private partnership. And of course, we know the fact that no country develops at this rate without the private sector. And of course, the ICRC has a major role to play in that regard. And under this particular administration, we can see what is happening. The infrastructural reforms, it's like rewriting history. It's like rebranding the destiny of Nigeria. We can see the Calabar Coastal Road. We can see what is happening. We can see what is happening with our power sector. We can see what is happening at our airports. We can see what is happening at our immigration point.
Part 1. Passport and Immigration Reforms. After 62 years, Nigeria has finally centralized its passport production. No more scattered centers. The new Centralized Passport Personalization Center in Abuja can now produce 4,500 to 5,000 passports daily, up from just 300 before. That means, instead of waiting weeks, Nigerians can now receive their passports in just 7 days. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubomi Tunji Ojo, called it a game changer for efficiency.
I'm extremely happy and I congratulate His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because since 1963, when Immigration Service was established, it was about 62 years ago, this is the first time we're having this type of facility. Just as it's been done all over the world, Nigeria can now boast of a world-class centralized personalization.
The building is laid out according to the process flow. This is the server room. It houses all the servers that manage the production area. This is the main production flow. We have 2 IAI machines, bookmasters, with a capacity of 500 booklets per hour each. So it has a combined capacity of 1,000 booklets per hour. This is the store. It will hold the booklets and anything else NIS officers. I think they've indicated that it would also store visa, shares in it. But every given time, we know where a blank booklet is, whether it's sitting in the store or whether it's in production, on the production floor, or whether it's been personalized. So we can always track a booklet from one to delivered.
So what it means basically is that looking at what we do at the moment, which is about 5,000 booklets a day. That's the number of enrollments basically that we have per day. So it means that if this system works for 5 hours in a day, we have the capacity now of taking care of the whole day, right?
Yes.
So what it means is that if a Nigerian applies for passport and is approved within 24 hours, that passport can be produced.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So these are the one we printed.
Wow. That's it.
Yeah.
And which one did it?
It's the barcodes showing the booklet number.
Is that the machine?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's put the barcode showing the booklet number. So when the dispatch person is taking it, it scans the barcode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice one.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my God.
Thank you, sir.
What's one?
And it doesn't stop there. Nigeria has rolled out e-gates at Lagos and Abuja International Airports, plus a new e-visa system, replacing the old visa on arrival process. For the very first time, entering Nigeria is becoming as seamless as traveling through Europe or Dubai.
You know, our airport is the most modern in Africa. And I proved it to you the last time, but I just wanted to know there's been improvements. By the time you get off the plane until you get to your car, there's no human contact. Everything is electronic. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you now. And the thing is, people come here, they don't say anything. You've got to encourage the government, encourage the immigration officers because they're doing a very good job. Just watch this. Just watch that. Completely human free. There's no human contact. So let's praise Nigeria. Good things are happening here. Don't just be like people that are always the market in this country.
It's just like anywhere else in the world. You can see, in order to go through the gates, our airport has really improved. You see that? It's open, and then, yeah, in. So you see, it's really beautiful. Yeah, so kudos to the government that did this. Yeah.
It has gotten significantly easier to get a Nigeria visa, and I think it's going to usher in a new era of tourism in this country. Previously, Nigeria was one of the most difficult visas to get in Africa, with requirements for letters of invitation and mandatory biometric appointments at one of the few Nigeria embassies around the world. I've been to almost every country in Africa, and Nigeria probably had some of the most bureaucratic hurdles just to get a visa. But that is all over with Nigeria's new e-visa system, where you can apply online by yourself and typically get a visa approval in about 48 hours. This brings Nigeria in line with other countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia that all have e-visa systems.
Part 2. The Lagos Murtala Muhammed International Airport upgrade. The iconic Murtala Muhammed International Airport, opened in 1979, is finally being rebuilt from ground up at a cost of 712 billion naira, about $400 million US. The airport will feature a completely modernized Terminal 1, expanded Terminal 2, new access roads, bridges, and even a skywalk to ease passenger traffic. This 22-month project by China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation (CCECC) will deliver a world-class aviation hub for Nigeria.
To restore the prestige of this international gateway, we are embarking on a journey of renewed hope, undertaking a systemic renovation of MMIA to bring back its former glory and elevate its status on the global stage. First, the inefficient road network will be replaced with two independent ring roads, the outer ring for departures and the inner ring for arrivals. Second, the existing structure of Terminal 1 will be strengthened to improve its integrity. A connection building will link the two terminals, and the skywalk will connect the car park to Terminal 2, ensuring seamless passenger movement within these facilities. Meanwhile, this half-century-old Terminal 1 will undergo comprehensive modernization, featuring an enhanced eagle-inspired architectural design that symbolizes a soaring and hopeful Nigeria. The upgrades will include both interior and exterior enhancements, improved passenger facilities, and advanced mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems to enhance operations and capacity. Terminal 2 will also undergo upgrades, including refurbished platforms, enhanced canopies, expanded boarding fingers, and an enlarged apron for greater efficiency. Once completed, passengers at MMIA will enjoy a significantly enhanced travel experience. The redesigned infrastructure will provide well-organized and direct access to the terminal buildings, improving efficiency. Optimized internal circulation will ensure uninterrupted movement for arriving and departing passengers. Additionally, modernized facilities, upgraded amenities, and an aesthetically immersive environment will create a more comfortable, seamless, and enjoyable journey for all travelers.
Part 3. The Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. One of Africa's most ambitious infrastructure projects. This 700-kilometer superhighway will link Lagos to Calabar, passing through 8 states. Funded through a $747 million syndicated loan led by Deutsche Bank alongside Public-Private Partnership Support (PPP). Construction is already underway, with flyover undergoing construction and 30 kilometers of the road completed. Once finished, it will boost tourism, trade, and coastal connectivity like never before. Part 4. Lagos to Abuja Bullet Train. Yes, Nigeria is finally moving forward with its bullet train dream. In August 2025, after a decade, the government and a consortium of investors confirmed financing for the $60 billion 4,000-kilometer network linking Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and Port Harcourt. With $55 billion already secured, partial operations could begin before 2028. This would mark a historic shift in African transport, cutting travel time from Lagos to Abuja from 12 hours by road to less than 3 hours.
The high-speed rail bullet train project that we have started 10 years ago, it is this administration that are giving us almost 90% of approvals. Today, with our partners, China's Liankai Corporation, have just presented official proof of fund for the project. This is a very great work that the government have done. The federal government of Nigeria, through the RCRC, approved the outline business case, and the next step now was for us to submit the proof of fund to the government, which we have just did.
Part 5. Energy and Fuel Revolution. After fuel subsidy removal in 2023, the government launched compressed national gas CNG stations and conversion centers nationwide.
The presidential CNG initiative is the initiative of Mr. President in fulfillment of his promise to provide palliative to Nigerians in the area of mass transportation. It's very important for him that the consequent upon his decision to make effect of the fuel subsidy removal that threatened to bankrupt Nigeria, that he still delivers cheaper transportation for all Nigerians, leveraging on Nigeria's huge gas resources that we are currently wasting. Despite being the largest gas reserve in Africa, we are currently also the second biggest flare of gas in the world.
And then came the big one, Dangote Refinery. Since 2024, it has started distributing petrol across Nigeria, ensuring local energy security and reducing reliance on imports. Even more impressive, Dangote Industries received 4,000 brand new CNG trucks as part of their bold distribution and logistics initiative. Fuel distribution across the country will be free, helping to reduce petrol costs at the pump. Beyond energy security, this move champions cleaner energy and more efficient transportation, not just for Nigeria, but for Africa at large.
Today, we have what you could consider one of the biggest guests. What does that do for you, and how do you feel about this?
Well, I feel great about it. You know, it is a project that I keep saying that was huge, very, very huge project, and even ourselves, we really didn't know what we were doing. And when we announced that, yes, we're going to build the largest refinery, we didn't know what it entails to build something like this, you know. So really, we went through rough times, especially the terrain and other things. But, you know, we thank God today we're up and running. You know, one of the largest, I'm sure Nigeria is one of the largest, you know, supplier of, you know, jet fuel to Europe. So we thank God.
I know that the journalists and everyone has contributed to all of the grace we see on your hair, on your chin, and all of that. What's the next move with this kind of energy that has been given today by the president, technically endorsing what you're doing here?
Well, I'm sure you heard what I said, what I told the president, that, well, you know, was what he has seen. He has not seen anything yet. So we're actually going to go on a major, massive trajectory. Much more than what you have seen here. If you come back here by the grace of God in the next 5 years, the refinery will be at the back burner. We will inform you. I think most likely there's Monday is a holiday. By next week, you hear from us.
Part 6 is the Sokoto Badagry Superhighway. This is another mega road project connecting Nigeria's far north to its southwestern border with Benin Republic. This route is set to improve regional trade, security, and logistics.
A motion was raised in the Senate that Northeast was not part of the legacy project of Mr. President. That is not true. The four legacy project of Mr. President cover all the, the 6 geopolitical zones. And when you aggregate it, you find out that the northern Nigeria has 52% of the entire legacy project of Mr. President, and the southern has 48%. And so the one of Northeast runs from Abuja, Kwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe. So that is there, and the design is almost completed because the president directed it should be redesigned on concrete pavement.
Yesterday, like the Honorable Minister of Budget said, Mr. President called me when we finish breaking our fast. He said that, Comrade, let me tell you that that legacy project has come to stay. And I want you to believe that that contract will be finished according to specification. So I'm very happy because even in the mix of my colleagues, President decided to follow me and give me assurance.
As a part of Mr. President's profound thinking, he said that, as we all know, the world is not building infrastructure from government funding alone. Innovative financing, and being one that has invested in relationships in Nigeria and elsewhere, it was good to find friends of Nigeria, sons of Nigeria actually, friends of Nigeria who are willing to take the first challenge and fund part of this construction.
From modern airports and bullet trains to energy independence and digital immigration reforms, Nigeria is proving that transformation is possible when vision meets action. By the year 2028, Nigeria could stand as a true model of African progress. What do you think, guys? Which of these projects will have the biggest impact on Nigeria's future? Please drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Africa Insight Official for more stories shaping Africa's future.